Wait a bit, let some people hop on. But so what's going on with you, man? How you doing?
I'm great, man. I appreciate you having me on. Can't complain, dude. Feeling good, feeling healthy. Got my two baby boys. Just looked at a crazy property here. I'm actually in Corpus today.
Oh yeah,
Uh, yeah. How about you?
yeah, I'm doing good, man. Just yeah, getting ready to do some prospecting. Excited to do this call with you and learn more about what you're doing and the event you got coming up. And so are you down there? I know you said you're working in Corpus a lot now too. Do you live in Austin or Corpus?
Kind of back between both cities, primarily Austin, but trying to get here more and more. There's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of opportunity here, man, in Corpus,
Yeah,
and just a different vibe, different energy, and I'm really enjoying getting the best of both worlds in a sense.
yeah, yeah. I haven't checked Corpus out too much yet because we've only been in Texas a couple years. But
Okay.
yeah, we love Port A. Yeah, we've been down a couple times, and but yeah, no, it's definitely way less competitive than San Antonio and Austin. There's a lot of
Yeah.
the numbers just make so much sense to you on the rental side. Now, are you doing so? What are you doing mostly? Are you doing like buying holds? Or are you doing like fix and flips? Or
Man, just I don't know. I would assume probably similar to you, just entrepreneurial.
mm-hmm.
Just look at each deal, and maybe we put the money together and buy it with some people. We're just interested in everything, so we could see a large industrial or warehouse, and maybe it feels like it's out of our league, but we'll take it
Mm-hmm.
on. And
Yeah.
so any way we can approach a deal that makes sense. Ideally, long term is the mindset. We
Mm-hmm.
don't really want to be constantly flipping, but we flip whenever we think that's the play. But
Yeah.
just super open minded, man. Entrepreneur is the best way I can put it.
Yeah. I love that, man. So yeah, let's say we've got a few people on now, so we'll just get going. So for anyone who doesn't know you already, who is Matt Teifke?
Yeah, so I'm a father of two, married, 32 years old, real estate entrepreneur is how I put it. Got a real estate brokerage with about 150 agents, all working with us, and been doing real estate for 12 years, man. So I'm a hustler, I'm a grinder, try to have solid faith in God and get closer to God every day. That's very important to me, and just very motivated to be somebody who's going to be around. This business is tough, but ups and downs. And I see your posts, and every time you post something, I resonate it, and I feel what you're saying
Yeah.
deeply. But just try to be someone who's here, man, and a resource, and be a good leader the best way I can. Be a team player. But I live in Austin and Corpus. Our brokerage is called Teifke Real Estate. We got a fund. We do property management, and that's why I just say entrepreneur is the best way I can kind of describe it.
Yeah. I love that, man. So how did you first get into real estate?
Single mom, raised my brother and myself, and she literally was cleaning houses when I was a young kid. And over time, she would buy one or two properties per year. And that's really what got me inspired. I was able to see what's possible, that really anybody can do it if they want to,
Mm-hmm.
and also what that looks like. By the time I was 18, I think she had 14 rental properties.
Oh wow.
And by no means did that mean that she was making all this money every month,
Yeah.
because she was trying to keep the properties.
Mm-hmm.
So I was very blessed to see what's required to do that, and also what it looks like to have those properties. And then I just try to do my best to keep kind of growing. I started managing her properties,
Mm-hmm.
and my initial plan was really to like take those over, trade them up, and kind of build that portfolio. But I got less focused on that and more on building the real estate brokerage.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm kind of back to, hey, building the assets and investment focus now.
That's awesome, man. No, that's great. So it's like you caught the bug early and just went all in.
Yeah, yeah, man, all in, and ups and downs, highs and lows, and market's tough right now.
Mm-hmm.
Challenges for everybody, and I'm sure you feel it. We just got to do our best, and the more good people you have around you, like you helping me here, and
Mm-hmm.
people supporting you, and you build those relationships, then not only is it better, but like you don't want to be just doing all this on your own.
Yeah.
There's no fun in that. So try to enjoy the
100%.
process.
No, I love that mindset. Yeah, I think entrepreneurship can be real lonely if you let it be, and but when you link up with the right people, I mean, it's something special for sure.
Yeah, yeah, it's a grind, man.
So, what are you guys doing? So, I named it "Finding On and Off Market Properties." I know you got the event coming up. I want to talk about that too, but I always like to lead with value, and we have a few people on here. So, what are you guys doing to find deals, and how do you manage the traditional brokerage and doing the wearing both hats, so to speak, I guess.
Yeah. So I got a really good partner. His name's Alex Kaufman, 50/50 partner. He really helps with all the operations.
Mm-hmm.
And we're constantly being entrepreneurs, right? There's basically millions of ways to find deals. And as much as we can, we're trying to do all of it.
Mm-hmm.
So we have this, what we call this army of deal finders, entrepreneurs at TRE. The brokerage is kind of like, hey, come and make commissions, yeah, but wholesale and build your own brand and manage. And I am confident that there's a big niche there that
Yeah.
exists, and I don't feel like many brokerages really care about that or
Mm-hmm.
are committed to it. So we're trying to go all in on that niche, and through that, so we're teaching people how to find deals constantly. We have people that are bringing us deals. I could just get on the MLS, as you probably know, and just call realtors,
Mm-hmm.
and there's some way to make money if you just have an open conversation, whether we manage for them or they invest in our fund or they join the brokerage or they invest in a deal with us.
Mm-hmm.
So we always have something in the works on the people and the relationship side. Wholesalers, like a wholesaler here in Corpus just sent me a deal and I went and looked at it for him. And you try not to think about how am I going to get paid or make money on this, but how do I do a good job with Kai or with Manny? And then we do 10 deals a year instead of just closing a deal and on to the next,
Right.
close the next deal, close the next deal. So, I mean, we've got multiple cold callers that work in Round Rock.
Mm-hmm.
We're calling every kind of list, divorce list, utility shut off list, foreclosure. Like everybody that is in that area is getting a call from us.
Mm-hmm.
We have agents marketing for us. We do a ton of stuff on social media that brings in leads. And just constantly just talking to people, whether they're with our brokerage or not. And
Mm-hmm.
I've tried to really show people, at least what's worked for me, is to stop thinking so much about the deal and think more about the person you're talking to in the relationship. And that's hard. And it's not easy to see how you capture value or make money.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get it, it's just a matter of time and you know that it works. So it's just a different approach. There's a big approach on people. And then, yes, we're doing all the, I guess, what maybe a wholesaler would say is like traditional ways,
Mm-hmm.
driving for dollars, cranking out offers, just hustling, man, and a lot of good people around us trying to help us.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I love that mindset, and I feel like definitely more people need to adopt it because when you start to think long term and relationships, it's like so much more powerful and it's a better way to live. And obviously, you're gonna make way more money in the long run than trying to beat someone up and nickel and dime and make everything you can off one deal, as opposed to
Yep,
building a relationship and doing a bunch of deals together.
exactly. And, it's just much more long-term focused.
Mm-hmm. For sure. So one thing, I'm not doing anything on market. Everything I do is completely off market, and I've only been in the game a couple of years. So I'd love to hear how you guys are doing, what you're doing for on market deals. Are you guys wholesaling stuff that's on market to you?
Yeah, we definitely will. We basically, and I'd love to hear more. I don't know if you want to talk more about what you
Yeah.
got going on, but I mean, for example, we sent an email to every real estate agent in Llano, Texas,
Mm-hmm.
about 2 weeks ago, and we said, "Hey, we're looking for multifamily deals." And that night, a guy responded, and he had a 51-unit motel.
Mm-hmm.
And we negotiated the price. We put it under contract. We have 6 months to close, and so that was about to be on market, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what we'll do is we will just keep every option open on that deal, right? Like there is a price at which we would sell it. There is a price at which we would, just keep it, right? We might get a
Mm-hmm.
wholesale price. So I'll just be honest. We got right around under 2 million,
Mm-hmm.
and like we're wholesaling it, who knows, 2.2, 2.3, and we're like, all right, if we got that offer for 2.1, then we'd make that decision. Do we keep it or do we flip it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we just keep every option open as entrepreneurs and figure out the best strategy. And we're not sitting on millions and millions of dollars of cash. So
Mm-hmm.
at the same time of trying to wholesale it, we're also seeing who would invest in the deal with us.
Right.
And could we, and with that could look 100 different ways. Do they just loan us the money? Do we syndicate it? Are they a true partner? Do they own a majority of it? We could even just represent them and be their agent.
Hmm.
So all options open at all times, and we're just constantly figuring out what's the best for everybody. And maybe, we do a deal, we make less money, but we bring Kai on because,
Hmm.
we've been wanting to do a deal with you. So that's back to that long-term mindset is
Right.
like the more people that, you work with and that you feel like you got a good understanding of what we're trying to do and morals are aligned, then the better versus at least from my
Yeah.
perspective, than just constantly just trying to grow it on your own.
Hmm. No, it makes a lot of sense. No, that's great. Now, are you
Yeah,
doing
man.
so like for that motel? Is that in Corpus or is that in where's that
That's
one?
in Lano, if you
Oh,
know
Lano.
Lano.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
about hour west of Austin.
Oh, okay.
Currently, we have a 9 unit there, an 8 unit, and two duplexes. And so if we got this, man, we'd have a decent amount. It's a small market.
Hmm. That's
So
awesome.
yeah. What about you? I mean, does that mindset resonate? Like, is
Yeah.
that how you approach deals?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I try to find a win-win for everyone, for the seller, the buyer, from wholesale. We might as well get to wholesale first. We do fix and flips too, but we kind of shifted once the market shifted to doing more wholesaling because we lost a bit of money on one flip. So I'm like, yeah, I just and it took like a lot of time too. So I'm like, I could have just been wholesaling this whole time. But yeah, I'm always
Yeah.
open to whatever and see what the best case scenario is for each deal for sure. And always trying to partner with people that I can and that have similar core values. Core values is a big thing for me, and people they're go-givers and think long term. But yeah, so mostly what we're doing for off market, so we're pulling lists. We do like a lot of code violations. Anything we get from the county, we do use PropStream and like a bunch of the other ones too. And then we do so I have like a CRM that I built, and so we'll do like text and voicemail automations, and so we'll do like a drip campaign over like a week. And then as soon as they respond, like that, they're maybe or yes, or they're kind of interested, I just transition to a phone call, and then we're just
Yeah.
calling them and then trying to find out what the seller is looking to accomplish. And then if it's like they just want cash, and we'll do probably just wholesale or get them a cash offer. If they don't have any equity and they just bought it, we'll probably do a sub two and then structure that and wholesale it. Or if they own it outright, we'll try to structure a seller finance deal if they're open to that too. And
Beautiful.
I've been finding a lot of more people. I don't know if it's just timing or just that being a higher response rate there, but I feel like a lot more people have been open to the seller finance conversation down in Corpus too.
Yeah, man. And like I'm selling some in Round Rock, and it's a great strategy. And that's back to being an entrepreneur. You just adapt with the
Mm-hmm.
market because it's always changing and there's not just one way to go about it. And man, I was always just deathly scared of just being a straight agent and only relying on commissions
Yeah.
because that turns on and off quickly. And so, like you said, you adapt. I'd love to hear your vision, and I'll just give you real quick, like
Mm-hmm.
how we look at things. The vision for us is to just create an environment where entrepreneurs can really thrive, and you come and you're in it together, man. You grow
Yeah.
together. It's not me by any means, up here looking down, having everything figured out. Even at the brokerage, right? Like, hey, you see how this can be better? Like, let me know, and we definitely want to do that. So, core values for us, opportunities for everybody in real estate, having a no fear attitude, and everybody works with us, not for us.
Mm-hmm.
And then the core focus is, hey, make money in and on real estate, in on commissions, on ownership. And then we just get a group of people that, work together in a lot of different ways. We've got some agents that will represent other agents or
Mm-hmm.
they'll partner together. And even though they're licensed, it's just not thinking like, how am I going to make as much as I can? But, how can Matthew and Kai like genuinely have each other's back and grow together and know that we make mistakes,
Yeah.
and I mean, anybody who's been doing this for a while knows this stuff is hardcore. Like there's highs and lows. And for me, I mean, I started in 2012 and it was pretty good market. It was pretty easy for a while. I mean, I was working hard, but like it was easy to make money.
Yeah.
And now that's quickly changed,
Mm-hmm.
and so got to adapt and you got to stay humble because the market will humble you.
Right.
But yeah, ultimately, the vision is to be the place where people come to get more out of real estate for themselves and to do that with other people.
Yeah, I love that. No, I think that's great, and yeah, definitely same thinking here. One thing I want to ask you: how do you attract good people and the right partners? Yeah, that's something that took me a long time to learn, and just started in the last few years. But do you have any strategies for vetting partners and finding right people, or attracting them to your team or your brokerage?
Yeah, I mean, really, the right people tend to stick around and they show up, and
Mm-hmm.
it takes time because it's not easy to find. I mean, if you're finding a really good deal, like you got to be putting in the work, right? So
Yeah.
that sticks out. They already have a competency if they found something good. And then really like it is a bit different. Like if you're depending on what your strategy and your goals are, like let's just say me and you buy a rental property. That can obviously a partnership's a big deal and that can go wrong, but
Hmm.
there's not nearly as many things to discuss or decide on versus if me and you own a wholesaling company together.
Hmm.
So it's like, hey, we got this property, we're collecting the rent. There's not a lot of decisions to be made.
Right.
So on buying properties, it's a little bit less intensive, right?
Hmm.
It's more about the deal. You definitely want to have clarity on what the goal is, and you definitely want to have a plan for if something were to go wrong. Like, can you buy each other out? So that
Hmm.
makes that really simple.
Right.
But then on like true partners, the only thing I can say is it's just time,
Hmm.
and you want to go through highs and lows with this person before you do something because people act and they're different. A lot of people in this life are very quick to cut people off.
Hmm.
And I feel like I've been there too. But you want to have people that are willing to like, hey, you did this. I didn't necessarily agree with it. However, I'm going to talk to you and I will accept and forgive whatever,
Yeah.
whatever that was versus just cutting you off so quickly.
Hmm. Yeah, that's so huge. Yeah, I think that I
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, I think someone told me the other day, like how they worded it was, dating before you get married and just like taking it
Yeah.
slow and then, just knowing. I think, yeah, like you said, the ups and the downs. And another big thing too, if I know it's for me, just been not because I've had bad business partnerships when I first started as an entrepreneur when I was younger, and it was really just not being happy with the way someone's doing something and just not communicating it and just letting it build out. And then
Yeah.
eventually it's like, oh, like now it's this huge thing, and or he does something small
Right.
then, and then it's like, here's all this shit from the last year that I've been pissed about. Same thing with
Right,
dating,
dude.
but
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and so none of us are perfect as much as it
mhm.
might seem on social media. So just knowing people that have that heart of forgiveness and that really want to support you and celebrate your wins together.
Yeah, no, that's huge, man. So yeah, it's great. So you guys, in any other markets besides Austin and Corpus, or just Central
Yeah,
Texas, you focused on in general, or?
yeah, a big part of Central Texas, and then we've got 6 agents in Houston. We've got 2 in San Antonio, 2 in Dallas. So trying to grow all over as much as we can, but based on the people. And I just think there's this niche of people like yourself that it's like,
Mhm.
hey, get a license and add it to what you're doing. And a lot of brokerages tell people that they can't do that. So I think people
Mhm.
shy away from the license. So we're just trying to cater to that investment focused entrepreneur. We absolutely will do a great job if we represent clients, buyers or sellers. And in my opinion, on the buy side, we'll do a better job because we're finding off market deals.
Mhm.
A lot of agents don't do that,
Yeah.
so trying to grow, as much as we can, but really based on the people.
Mhm. Yeah, it's something that kind of was wild to me because I just started wholesaling and doing off market stuff right away. It was just like, how many buyers do you just buy off the MLS and pay full price, and they're and I'm like, oh, that's crazy. And like, you guys can get discounted deals, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so plugging away. What for you personally? Like, I know you said you kind of adapted with the market, but
mhm.
any major challenges or things that me or people listening could try and help you out with?
Not really. For me, it's just been scaling and finding the right people, I guess, or going back to my SOPs and trying to add people to the team. So it's just not all me doing all the prospecting and outreach. And because whenever I take time off, it feels like the business comes to a standstill. So yeah, I think that just been for me. I think the last couple months I've like brought on like 4 or 5 people, and honestly taking ownership. It's my fault. I didn't do a good job vetting them, and then I didn't have a great system like for them to succeed. Or basically, I showed them, hey, here's what I'm doing, over a day or two, and then just like expected them to take the ball and run with it. So I think, yeah, really for me, it's just, finding a better way to bring people on and finding the right people and but not wasting time with the wrong people, I guess.
Yeah, and way to take leadership. I noticed that you said my fault for not vetting them, right? Like we
Hmm.
just got to, as entrepreneurs, everything's on us, no
Yeah.
matter what. That's my, they didn't show up for work, hey, it's my fault that I hired them, right?
Right.
Like whatever you want to be.
Yeah. And that was really it too. Cause I'm like, oh, I was just excited. Like, oh, this guy wants to work with me. Let's rock and roll. Yeah. But yeah, definitely need to treat it like a business and do it the right
Yeah.
way.
And then that no fear attitude, man. Like I went to your event and
Mhm.
I believe you said that was your first one.
It was. Yeah.
And dude, it was really good, man, honestly.
Thanks, man.
Um, and you just jumped in and no fear, and that's the deal, right? I don't know, are you planning on doing another one? Because I know that like it's like how do we just get better and do it better every time
Yeah,
people
for
leave?
sure. Yeah, definitely excited to do another one. Probably won't do another big one till like Q3 or, but we're thinking of doing a local meetup, just like a like local like happy hour networking type of thing.
Hmm.
They started doing a monthly one. We're looking at venues here, do something like that in San Antonio. But yeah, I definitely love to do another big one. It was just a lot of work that I went into. I'm sure
Yeah.
you're doing your event. I'm like, I didn't realize how much because I like to jump into stuff and I get excited. And I'm like, then I'm like, oh, it's gonna be great, and then it ends up being a lot more work. And yeah, it goes back to the issue of not having other people. So I wasn't doing as much prospecting or working on the event. So
Yeah. Let me ask you, is it a natural fear of like doing something like that and being like, man, what if nobody shows up?
yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's like I guess I don't really think about that until like real close to the day leading up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I felt real blessed and very grateful like how it all worked out and clicked, and all the like we had a bunch of great speakers and just so many people flew in from all over the country to show up, and yeah, I didn't expect it to be go as well as it did, and I'm real grateful to be able to work with my wife, and she did all the integrator stuff of making it happen because I just come up with the ideas, and she did the time slots and made it all
Yeah.
work somehow.
Beautiful, man. Very cool.
But yeah, I really appreciate you showing up, man. So yeah, I'm super excited for your event. We're like a month away now. Or
Yeah.
is
Oh no,
it's
actually,
this one? Oh, it's like a week away, right?
yeah, next Saturday, man.
Yeah.
We're still selling tickets, and the big thing is, I personally was never really about this kind of stuff. I
Mhm.
had like a negative view of it, but I just realized, like, man, you don't have to think of it that way. I just thought, people are just in it to make money, and maybe
Mhm.
some people are because when you're charging like I don't know, 30K or 50K, like
Yeah.
that's a little different deal. But $100
Mhm.
tickets, be there all day, and really want it to be a little bit different than the other ones that I've seen.
Mhm.
A little bit more focused on actually like doing deals, and maybe we'll call some owners together. Getting
Mhm.
people like I don't know. I know that all these events have like the networking after, but
Yeah.
like it's kind of like, hey, let's do it here right now,
Mhm.
and you got deals, like let's work on them. We got a workbook that we're going to work through. You never know what stage kind of people's investment experience is at, but at these events, man, there's just so many entrepreneurs like your event. So many different ways that all the people there can work together.
Mhm.
So education, absolutely, but like let's get working together and stay in touch and really like get in the same foxhole, get in the trenches
Mhm.
together, and depending on people's goals, like find some new partners.
Nice. Yeah, I love that. That's great. Yeah, I know events for me have just been a huge game changer. When I first, like I said, entrepreneurship can be real lonely if you don't get out and network and meet people. And you feel like,
Yeah.
especially, I grew up, I didn't know anybody that, had a business or, had money or, wasn't just working a regular job. And so it just feels real weird. And everyone's like, oh, you're just working all the time. Like, why are you doing this? And so it's just
Hmm.
real cool to go to an event and meet other people that have like similar core values and goals and the same mindset. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I'd love to, I'm definitely going to be there. And we'll drop the link to you, but how do people get tickets for the event? What's the name of the event again?
Yeah, man. So it's the Entrepreneur Workshop.
Mhm.
If people want to, reach out to me or you, we can get them the link to sign up.
Cool.
Saturday in Austin, and I'm excited that you're going to be there, and just try to bring as much value as we can. We might have a special guest that zooms in,
Hmm.
which could be pretty cool.
All right.
I'm trying to get that to work out, and really just play the long game, man. So everybody's welcome to come. It's not about making money on the tickets by any means, as you probably know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, I would assume maybe we're losing money or making a little bit. I don't know, but
Hmm.
the event and the effort and everything. And so, this is our first one. So there's definitely that same fear a little bit like, man, what if no one shows up? But it's like, who cares?
Right.
If you're the only one that shows up
Hmm.
and we're serious about what we're doing, then good.
Right. And I think that's it. I think, yeah, and just getting the first one done and just, the next one's gonna be easier because, you don't have as many unknowns or, you have all the, yeah, just a lot easier. Not as much guesswork.
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah,
I'm
we're pumped
excited, man.
up,
Looks like
man.
you guys are. I saw the agenda, and looks like you guys are providing a bunch of value, and I love all the topics you guys are going over. So, what kind of stuff are you guys talking about there for people who don't know?
Yeah, man. Just, I mean, everything that has to do with building a portfolio. We're going to be doing off-market deals, how to
Hmm.
analyze them, how to create partnerships, how to work with people, how to talk to buyers and sellers, as far as like making money in and on real estate. And so the best way I can always put, and I love it, our company's called TRE, but you do
Mhm.
the entrepreneur, and that TRE, capitalize it right there.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I love that.
that's just who we are, man. So it's just entrepreneurial approach to real estate. Um, we might, we might shift it depending on if new deals come up, but like, hey, we got this 51 unit in Atlanta. Who wants
Mhm.
to look at it? Who wants to maybe invest in it? And just talking through real deals. And if other people have deals, look at them. So it's more of a workshop than an event in a sense.
Mhm.
And so, man, just I'm excited to be there. I'm excited to bring a lot of value. People are going to spend 7-8 hours with us. I want to bring my A game, the best I
Yeah.
can, and be present. And like I saw that was one of your posts. Being present is a
Mhm.
superpower.
Yeah.
And by no means am I the expert, but I know that's true. I mean, just
Mhm.
from being the opposite of the expert, but like, because as we're doing business, man, our minds can be all over the place,
Yeah.
and it's hard, dude. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I always think back, like, what would it be like to not be an entrepreneur? But it's just in me. Like I have
Right.
to. I saw a quote the other day. Is like entrepreneurs or like people that have jobs are always fighting to not lose it, and
Mhm.
entrepreneurs are fighting to never have it.
Right.
So this is just that type of mindset. If you have that, like, come be around us, and
Mhm.
let's be together, grow together. How can we work with each other? April 29th, full day deal, and it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, no, I'm excited, man. Yeah, I said, yeah, I love events, man. They're so great. I always get some great takeaways or make a new connection. And yeah, I think that was like the first major shift in my first business I had. We went to Grant Cardone's, the first 10X Growth Con.
Yeah,
Me and my business partner flew out there, and it was just, we came back just like charged up, ready to go. Met so many cool people, and we're just, we just came back and crushed it. And I feel like every time I'm feeling down or like, I need like a feeling lost or anything, really just in general, I just need like fill up my energy. Just going to an event's always the best way to do it for me.
yeah, yeah. That's good, man. That's really good. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of people that are serious about this, and then there's a lot of people doing these events that maybe aren't.
Hmm.
I feel like it seems like it was like really popular to do these events over the last 10, 20 years to just make money.
Hmm.
And I feel like people are approaching it differently nowadays.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we just broke even too. That was my goal, is break even. Like, if I don't lose money, I'll be happy. And they did the numbers
Yeah.
after, and I'm like, oh, I thought we made a little bit, and then did the numbers again. I'm like, oh, maybe we lost a little bit. We're like right at that break even point. So I'm like, oh, that's cool though. We didn't lose a bunch of money, and nobody came. So yeah, that was
Yeah.
worst case scenario, but it was cool just to
What
do it.
about what about for you? I'm sure that there's other values or benefits that came from it.
Mhm.
Is there anything you could point to that like already happened that wouldn't have happened without that?
Yeah, I think that for me, it's just like, you just meet there's so many people on social media, and like, you're like, oh, I can know the people, and just like, I love just like, oh, cool. Like seeing, like I said, different, we actually see those people in person. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, for me, just again, a bunch of, value from the speakers, and, to strengthen those relationships, and, meeting all the other people who came out. And yeah, for me, it's just all about, just growing the network and being able to provide value for those people. So yeah, I was happy. I
Yeah.
know a lot of people said they had a good time, good experience. Yeah, I was happy we were able to do that.
Yeah, man. You did a great job. Congrats to you.
Thanks, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I loved it, man. Yeah, it was good. I liked it a lot. I'm like, I definitely gotta do it again.
Yeah. No fear attitude, man. Just jumping in. Come
Hmm.
on.
Yeah, yeah. It's really it, man. I feel like that's how you gotta do everything. So I feel like if you stop and wait and think about things too long, or like you let doubt creep in, or what could go wrong, or what's the worst case scenario, and if you dwell on that too long, it's just gonna give you like analysis paralysis. So for me, if
Yeah.
you just jump in and figure it out as we go.
Yeah. Yep. Well, good, man. So, what else is going on in your world? Other things that you need help with, or ways we can work together?
Yeah, not really, really that I can think of right now. There actually is a deal I do want to talk to you about. There's a motel deal I'm working on in Corpus.
All right.
I haven't done a motel deal, and he's open to seller financing, like the whole thing. So seems like the price might be a
Dude.
little high, but yeah, I'd love to see your thoughts on it too, and see if we can do something with it.
Yeah, man. That'd be amazing. Absolutely.
Yeah, but yeah, no, really, that's it. Yeah, just plugging away, working on getting some more deals, and working on getting this networking event going, and probably plan our next big one. But that's really it. But I know you said you recommend that everyone does get a license. I know a lot of people kind of have the counterpoint, or there's people that side. I've heard both sides. What do you think the pros are for a wholesaler having their license or not having their license?
Yeah. I mean, I'd love to. I've never actually talked to someone who who I've been able to, I feel like, lose this debate.
Mhm.
So I'm always open to it. But like, I don't see any negatives. I mean,
Mhm.
that'd probably be the biggest pro in a
Right.
sense. You know, you got to be in the game to learn it and know it, but you have different hats that you can put on, and you obviously have to disclose that you're a realtor.
Mhm.
I've heard a lot of points, like if they're a realtor, then if you're a realtor, then maybe they don't want to work with you. But the thing I would say is, as long as you have integrity and put the right hat on, you're good on a technical side. You always
Mhm.
disclose you're a realtor. But there's probably so many deals that, you know, wholesaling is one option, and it's in a lot of ways, at least the way I would simplify it, is if people truly need to sell,
Mhm.
or maybe they just don't understand the value at all and they hate realtors.
Yeah.
That's when you go wholesale it.
Mhm.
But that's probably like, I don't know, like a tenth or less of the time when you talk to people.
Mhm.
The other solutions could be, you know, we manage it, you know, we buy half of it, we sell it. And so you just, your chances of maximizing your time and value on every conversation probably would go up like 80%, in my opinion. If you could also add in that you list it, or maybe you don't work in that market and you get a referral fee. But I would just say that if you're not licensed, you're just leaving a lot on the table. I
Yeah.
really believe that.
No, that makes sense for sure. And sure, it does give you some like a lot of credibility too, being like, hey, I'm a licensed realtor. I'm not just some random guy calling you out of
Yeah,
the blue.
yeah,
But I
yep.
think that's great. But yeah, no, so you do have some questions. I'm going to go over it. We'll get to those in a bit. But yeah, if you guys have any more questions, drop in the comments and we'll switch to the Q&A real quick. But yeah, I
Cool.
did have another question and then just slipped my mind. So we're talking about that. We're talking about the agents. So how can wholesalers work with agents? I feel like in a lot of like Facebook groups, you'll see a lot of things like a lot of agents. It seems like not all of them, but a lot of them like hate wholesalers. A lot of wholesalers don't like working with agents. You know, how can wholesalers and agents work together? And you know, what do you think the best way to approach that conversation is?
Yeah, I mean, that's. I think it's a good thing if a lot of people don't want to do something. There's just an opportunity there
Yeah,
for
100%.
us. Millions of ways. I mean, you're basically just, you know, we're in the information game and we're brokering deals, putting things
Mm-hmm.
together. And I personally feel like wholesaling exists because realtors they don't do a good job a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times, right? Like, essentially, what I look at it is realtors should be doing all the same things that wholesalers are doing.
Right.
I mean, if you have a client and they're trying to buy a deal and you only click on the MLS and see what's available and show them, what value are you actually bringing? A
Right.
wholesaler knows of 50 deals. You know, maybe they hadn't been able to get under contract, but they know what price they would take.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just being around long-term thinkers, people that understand the value is in the knowledge and the information. And if you're a realtor and you know don't know about 10 off-market deals at any time, like what do you know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like what value do you bring? So working together, I mean, man, like you, you got to really understand the game. But say you're wholesaling, I can still get paid if I bring a buyer, or you
Mm-hmm.
can get paid if you bring, like, it doesn't have to be any disconnect. We're basically doing the same thing, you know, buyers and sellers and putting them together.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really have to be over kind of analyzed. Like, you know, you could bring a deal and it's wholesaling and my client buys it and I get a wholesale fee or commission, or, you know, like you just said, if they don't have their license, maybe I'm their preferred listing agent,
Mm-hmm.
and I list all those properties, and we take care of each other by helping each other grow our own businesses. So basically, there's nothing that you can't do together unless you have that built up in your mind that we're against each other.
Right.
And I get it, man. There's a lot of wholesalers that approach business a certain way, and same thing for realtors.
Yeah.
And so just
It's that
get
80
around
20
people
rule.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, maybe more in wholesaling historically, because it's just like some people are literally clueless, which is,
Yeah.
I'm not knocking them, but
Oh
they
yeah. It's
don't
like
even know.
80%, at least 80 to 90%. Yeah. People are like, oh,
Yeah,
yeah. I talk to
where there's a
sellers
lot
every
of,
day and they're like, oh, this guy says he's going to give me like $1 million. And I'm like,
yeah,
oh, like, okay, this guy's not gonna be able to move this deal. So,
yeah. And there's obviously a lot of realtors like that too.
mhm.
However, the barrier, as much as the barrier to entry is not that big for real estate,
Mhm.
it's a million times more than it is to be a wholesaler.
Yeah, 100%.
So you have to have some level of, like, you've studied this to be an agent.
Mhm.
So maybe that's part of that stigma. Well, yeah, man. There's basically nothing that you can't do together. You're
Mhm.
sharing information. You're talking to buyers and sellers. You're getting off market like little little pieces of gold, little nuggets everywhere. And
Mhm.
how do you just put these things together?
Yeah.
I mean, wholesalers work with investors, and like this motel that we're trying to buy. If you know these investors that they might not buy one of your deals, maybe they'll invest in this deal with me, and you can get a
Mhm.
percentage of equity for raising that capital.
Yeah, for sure. I think it really just comes back and building those relationships and knowing, what people are looking to accomplish. And, that's how you're able to set that up and, connect people. It's, actually taking time, being interested and, learning what they're looking for.
Yeah, yeah, just long game, man. Relationship. I try to back to what I said earlier: the deal and the person, but separate the two. And if you had to pick one, go on the person.
Yeah, 100%. No, I think that's definitely the way to go. So that's great. So what marketing channels are working best for you guys right now? Where most of the deals coming from?
Most of through people, man. I
Mm,
mean, we have a big emphasis on SEO.
mm,
I mean, spend a lot of money there, but it's from people. It's from
mm.
other agents. It's from wholesalers. It's from insurance agents. It's from contractors. It's from the UPS driver. Like, there's so many ideas and things that you can run with. Like, I've told people, like, just go meet every bartender in town and stay in touch with them. Obviously, that's the key is
Mm,
follow up. Tell them you give them $500 for everybody they refer to you,
mm.
and man, you just build a business just on that.
Yeah,
You
no, that's
know,
smart. Yeah, I know like
so
my barber's given me a few leads too, and just I think it's just really telling people what you do. And but I think the bartender one's great because everyone, talks to the bartender.
yeah,
They meet so many
yeah,
people during the day.
yeah. Bartender, barber. I mean, you go get 50 barbers and tell them I'll give you money every time something
Mm,
happens.
right. No, that's great. That's super smart idea.
But yeah, just hustling, man. We'll cold call. We'll send mailers. We'll handwritten letters. We'll door knock. We have all these different agents doing all kinds of things. We got
Mm,
some that, I mean, we had two guys that did like 600 million last year in land,
mm.
and at our brokerage we have a $15,000 cap.
Yeah,
So like we didn't make anything more than 15K,
yeah.
but they're doing a lot, and so that's a good connection. And we got people that only wholesale or that only manage, and so the goal isn't to say like, hey, come get your commissions up. It's just like, are you good? Are you happy? And through all those people, deals just come,
Yeah.
and now more than ever, it's truly a buyer's market. It's the time to be aggressive. The challenge is to find, if you're wholesaling, find buyers that will take them down,
Hmm.
and I mean, it's hard right now. Lending's gotten complicated. I was talking to a lender the other day. It's like 30% down, 7.5% interest. That's so different than it was 6 months ago.
Mm.
So just got to adapt, man.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's really it. Just being willing to adapt and just knowing everything's figure outable. Yeah, you just gotta
Yeah.
jump in and figure it out.
No such thing as problems, only solutions.
Hmm. No, that's great. But yeah, man, I'm super excited for the event. So yeah,
Thank you, man.
definitely we'll drop the link in here too. And if you guys want to come hang out, definitely do so. If you guys have any questions, we'll go through and do some Q&A now. But yeah, I forgot to ask you, may ask me all the time. Is there anything you got going on that I can support you with or you need help with?
This is a big help, man. Just getting the message out, sharing on your channel. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, of course.
I would say after our event, if you have thoughts on how it could be better, to let us know.
Yeah.
And dude, I'd love to run with that motel deal you got in Corpus.
Yeah.
You let me know on that.
For sure. Yeah, we'll after we get the live, we'll talk about that one if you get time. But awesome. So yeah, somebody asked, said, what CRM do you use? So for me, I use REIBot CRM. That's my custom CRM I built off of Go High Level. But yeah, just literally set up the way I like it, and a lot of other people like using it too. But how about you? What do you guys use it for CRMs and systems?
Yeah, we use Salesforce,
Mm-hmm.
and we also use for the brokerage. We use KV Core.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I looked. But yeah, I've done Salesforce in the past, and yeah, it's great. Just yeah, it's a lot. You definitely need to have someone who knows what they're doing to get it set up the way you need it to.
Yeah, it's complicated.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, once you get it though, it's like I can literally do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, KV Core was cool too. So my wife's a realtor; she has her license, and yeah, she had KV Core. So I played around with that too, and yeah, it looks like you can do a lot of cool stuff with that too.
Nice. Yeah, it's good. We got no complaints about either of them.
Hmm. That's awesome. You guys use any other systems besides those?
Yeah, I mean, Alex is more the operations guy,
Hmm.
but I mean, so I think we use probably like REI Reply, Podio, like four or
Hmm.
five different ones of those. A lot of stuff that we just put on a company drive. We run our a business on Traction, if you ever heard
Hmm.
of that. Kind
Yeah,
of
yeah, like EOS.
yeah. So
Yeah.
all of our businesses run off that,
Hmm.
and yeah, I'm very blessed that Alex is really good at what he does on the operations side. Dude,
Hmm.
he's got a cool story if you ever want to connect with him. But
Yeah, yeah, I'd love to.
uh, age 20, full blown heroin addict and in jail, and now he's 7 years sober, and man, just super sharp and really making sure everything runs smoothly.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I always love stories like that. Yeah, I'd love to definitely chat it up with him for sure. 'Cause yeah, it's yeah, no, I love those stories. It shows that literally anyone you can change no matter where you're at. You can change your life around, and really just takes a
Yeah,
decision. You know, but no, that's great, man. So, are you more the visionary? He's more the integrator.
yeah,
Mm.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like high in the visionary side too. So it's like I just want to do all the things and get a bunch of
Yeah,
ideas, and yeah, it's great when you find the people that can help you make it happen.
yeah. 100%. You need it, man. You need it.
Mhm. Do you guys use any other systems like besides EOS, or you have like any other like business books or anything that have helped you guys?
Um, the couple ones that I really personally like. One is called Trammel Crow Master Builder.
Okay, I haven't heard of that. I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah, not a lot of people, a lot of people know who he is, but it's not a highly recommended book from people. And then I really like this one called Hunting in a Farmer's World. It's more of a kind of mindset type book. Traction's obviously good. I personally read a lot of history books.
Mhm.
Best book, in my opinion, the Bible.
Yeah, 100%.
So try to read that every day.
That's great. What kind of history books you read? Like military
Man,
history, or
like
just like world history?
no, yeah, more like early American history, like
Mhm.
founding father type stuff.
Oh, that's cool. I
Yeah,
think the only thing I've read, I think I've read Ben Franklin's autobiography, and
nice. Yeah, I have that.
yeah, it's a good one. I haven't really gotten too into history, but yeah, it's always I like doing different topics too and switching it up. Yeah, I
Yeah,
love biographies and autobiographies too. I always think are interesting.
yeah, same.
But awesome, man. So yeah, so I think that's it. I don't see any other
Cool.
questions. We have the CRM. We got definitely look forward to learning more from you seasoned guys. I'm still tiptoeing my way in, learning as I go. Yeah, man. I think that's really it. Just keep learning and then taking action. I think the best teacher is always just getting into it and taking action. Yeah, it's really fastest way to learn. Just getting punched in the face, and you're gonna learn. You don't like getting punched in the face. You're gonna learn how to avoid it. Do you have
And
any
you're
advice for someone just getting started or that wants to get into real estate but they're kind of like hesitant?
yeah, just really, man, just you know, try to do great work in everything that you do.
Hmm.
Every email, every response. It's really important that if you tell someone you're going to do something, that you do it,
Mm.
and really back up and think like 5, 10 years down the road instead of the immediate. And if you kind of like play it as your reputation is critical,
Yeah.
I think that that goes a long way because people talk and it goes good or bad quickly,
Yeah.
and that's why also I brought up, having that forgiveness is like people make mistakes, man. Don't just
Hmm.
write people off, but think long term. Create a mindset of being a student of the game, like
Hmm.
understand cap rate, internal rate of return, wholesaling, management. Like if you don't understand some of these things, it's hard to capture value and take conversations different directions.
Mm.
And then make sure that you're owning real estate. Don't just help other people buy and sell, but buy it for yourself as well.
Yeah. No, that's great, man. So if someone doesn't know some of those things, what do you think the best way is for someone to learn?
Best thing is to ask questions, man. I
Hmm.
mean, if you don't have questions to ask, you're not thinking about it enough.
Yeah.
And so just constantly be asking questions. It's so easy to get information nowadays.
Yeah.
Uh, find people that are doing things that you want to do, and when you find people that you feel like you can trust, hold them very, very close because it's
Hmm.
hard to find. And just back to that long-term mindset. But I mean, everywhere, right? Google create an account on Bigger Pockets.
Hmm.
Listen to what you're doing, what we're doing. talk to 5, 10 people a day. Everybody knows something about real estate.
Yeah.
So just constantly ask questions.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, is just not being afraid to ask questions and, putting your ego aside. And it's okay to not know. The only way to get away from not knowing and starting to know is by asking questions, like you said.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and nobody knows everything, so it's all good,
Yeah, I'm a student. I'm always trying to learn. I feel like there's always more to learn. That's what I love about real estate, is there's always another level, and same with entrepreneurship. There's always new levels and more to learn and grow. That's one of my main core values and things. I just love learning, growing, and getting better every day.
Amen, man. Amen. It's all we can do.
Yeah, man. I love that. So we'll drop the link here. So you guys can grab tickets. If you guys want to come hang out with us this Saturday up in Austin. And what's the best way for people to connect with you and learn more about what you're doing?
So it's actually next Saturday. I think you knew that.
Next Saturday. Okay. Yeah.
Easy, man. I mean, I'd give my cell phone number if anyone wants it, 512-914-4806. Teifke Real Estate on our website. We're on every channel: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We're super easy, man. We want to be as accessible as we can to people, and we're looking for people that have that fire in their eyes, that really want to make a change, and not here to just talk, but you need a change, and you want that, and so we want to foster that, whether it be one person or 50. I mean, it's more about just, there is a way, and there's a way to change your life through real estate, and nobody necessarily grew up and only wanted to do real estate, but make it a tool to help you get to where you really want to go.
That's awesome, man. I love that. Well, man, I appreciate you hopping on. Super excited for the event next Saturday. I totally forgot today's like already Friday. I never know.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, me too.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, I appreciate you hopping on, man.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate everybody listening, and God bless you guys.